And so it was Sunday. We got to serve warrants on Sundays. It's normally what we do on Sundays during the day is try to clear the beat bags of warrants.
Why Sundays?
Because in the hood, everybody goes home to mama's house for after church, lunch and dinner, or they go to church, but they're not out partying. They're not.
You're likely to actually encounter them or know where they are.
Yeah. So it's a good time to serve those warrants. And they're all like hungover from partying over the weekend and stuff. So they have a really high value warrant, and it's a violent warrant. Guy had a big rap sheet, gun violence, the whole 9 yards. And so they're going to go do morning breakfast. And normally the way it works is we would all go to breakfast, and then we would come back to the station, and we would spend like 4 hours like coming up with a strategy. Like they would bring up we had a big board like this, and they would try to say like, we're going to go with this guy first, and we're going to call him, you're going to call this person, you're going to start working this, that, and that. So it's a big ordeal. But I knew that they wanted this one guy. And we have this new sergeant, and the new sergeant was having breakfast with them. I didn't want to be there for it because I just felt like I was a rookie, and it would be awkward if I was there, because I'm sure he wanted to talk to them about all their amazing work. So I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find everywhere this guy's not, and I'm going to go ahead and check it off the block and like have a whole bunch of intel. So when they get back to the office, Eric's got it all laid out for them. And then like, I've already talked to mom, I've done this, I've done that. I called, these detectives, and I've done all this work. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that he's not at mom's house early in the morning, because now it's like 6:45 in the morning, right? So I drive down to mom's house, and there's no car there, no car in the driveway or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go talk to mom. I'd already seen all the notes that mom was very cooperative, and mom doesn't really support what her son does. So good to go, right? So I'll get that check off the box. So I go up to the door, I knock on the door, and this like 25-year-old chick opens the door. And I'm like, hey, I'll just call him Marcus for the story, but I said, is Marcus here? Yeah. And she's like, no, what's up with Marcus? And I said, well, are you Marcus's mother? Knowing there's no way that she's Marcus's mother, because he's like 22. And she was like, I am. So my heart starts beating, because now I know she's lying. And I'm like, oh shit, she's lying to me, and this is not his mom. And so I said, so Marcus isn't here? And she's like, what'd my baby do? I said, oh, nothing. It's just it's an OFA. It's just a order for arrest because of a traffic violation. And matter of fact, it's going to be a no bond. I don't even need to take him down to the jail. He can just go to the magistrate's office and take care of the ticket and everything, and he's got to be done with it. But can you let him know, since he's not here? Can you just let him know that I'll give you my number and you can call me? And she was like, yeah, I can do that. And I was like, okay, great. I don't know why, to this day, I don't know why I said this, but I said, hey, listen, I've got a bunch of notes here from you, the mom, from you, that says, he's not here, and that you haven't seen him, you haven't spoke with him. And I feel bad that all these cops keep having to come to your house, every week. So if you just let me walk around the house and verify that he's not here, I will mark this off the list and no cops will come back, since you're so cooperative with us. And she was like, she looks back into the house. She looks back at me. And I know she's going to say no, which is great, because then I'm going to call the guys. I'm going to say he's here, and I'm watching the back door and the front door. Y'all pull around the side of the house so I can see both. And like, we're going to get this guy. It's going to work out. She goes, yeah, come on in. Now, I haven't told anybody what I'm doing. I haven't got out on the radio. Nobody knows I'm there. And now I'm going into this house by myself. So I go in, and I don't have my gun out, because I've told this lie, essentially, that it's an OFA, and I don't want to like come in for no reason with my gun out at this point, which I should have, didn't. And I go to the first door, and I open it, and I don't want to see him. So I just like open the door and like close it. Like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. I know the whole time I'm telling myself, like, you're an idiot. You're so fucking stupid. Like, just turn around and leave. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to get in and get out, and I'm going to call the guys, and then I'll never do this again. I open the next door, and there he is, trying to get out the window. And so I run into the room, and I grab him by the hair, I pull him back from the window. I tell him that he's under arrest. He turns around, starts fighting me. There was bunk beds. So I pushed him over to the bunk bed, and like a child, he kind of like crawled to the other side of the bunk bed. And so like I ran around the bunk bed to come get him, and he went under and tried to come back out. So
Strong move.
It's like chasing a 3-year-old at this point. So he goes back to the window to try to get this window open. And, I grab him by the dreads, and I yank him back into the room, and I get on the mount position. But as I mount him, And I go to start punching him. I look up and there's girlfriend with a coffee mug launching it at my face. So I'm like deflecting this coffee mug, rolling off of him. I pull out my pepper spray. I hose her down. He's managed to crawl his ass back up underneath the bed. I grab him by the ankles, pull him back out of the bed, grab him by the dreadlocks, which makes him scream. I put the pepper spray like right in his mouth unintentionally. It was not intentional, but I fill his mouth up with capsicum spray. Mom shows up. I don't know which room she was in, but she's in there and now she's slapping me on the back of the head, grabbing my vest, trying to yank me off. So I grab Mom. Of course, I don't know it's Mom at the time. And I sling her down to the ground. I'm pushing her face into the ground while trying to cuff him. The girlfriend, she's running around like, oh, my motherfucker, I can't see, you know. So I get on the radio. I'm like, Raleigh, I need help. Send everybody down here to the blah, blah, blah apartments, you know. And I hang up and it's
Said Batman.
Yeah, like fucking send everybody to the National Guard. And so I end up getting all three of them. So I only have two handcuffs, handcuffed girlfriend and homeboy. And I got Mom kind of like by the shirt. She ain't going to go nowhere. She's too old anyway. And so I'm walking out of the house and the door flies open and it's the three guys, the flex team. And I'm like, I got him, you know? And they were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? Like, you're so goddamn retarded. Like, dude, that's it. This is fucking done. Like, we're so tired of this shit, dude. Like, you're so done. And then this other guy that just kind of like loved me was like, Leroy Jenkins. And so I'm like, dude, I'm fucked, man. This is it. This is like, cause I mean, I've lost foot chases up to this point and it's just like, it's you know, the book is really funny. All my mishaps, you know, getting lost and car chases, all sorts of just bad moments.